Good morning, students. Here, Neela ma'am from SKM Public School. Students, today I am going to teach you Physical Education, chapter number 4. Title is Physical Education and Sports for Differently Abled. Today, you are going to learn about adapted physical education. So, what is physical education? First of all, physical education, it is a method of education to help in development of the total person through motor skills and fitness. It enhances the health and well-being of a person through the lifespan. So, role of physical education in society, it prepares children to face challenges of life and work in an era of technological advances and great diversity. Active role in developing well-rounded, productive, self-directed citizens for the future. Then, physical activity. Many forms of movement, including activities that involve the large skeletal muscles, etc. So, types of physical activities are aerobic, anaerobic, physical activity, play, sports, lifestyle. So, what is adapted physical education? P for physical, E for education. Art and science of developing, implementing and monitoring of well-designed physical education instructional program for the disabled. You can look at the pictures here. Programs for adaptive physical education here. So, students, children with various types of disabilities such as mental retardation, deafness or other hearing impairment, speech or language impairment, blindness, orthopedic impairment, autism, traumatic brain injury, poor body mechanics, health impairment, etc. have the right to develop their abilities in a democratic society through the process of education, but usually it is seen that they have limited opportunities, so it becomes the duty of all the schools to provide them with such opportunities so that they develop their abilities. For the above here told impairments, special education or related services are required. Such children are unable to undertake activities that are performed by normal children. So, in addition to the regular programs of physical education designed for normal children, the schools must provide special physical education programs for such children who are unable to receive benefits from the regular physical education programs. In the first half of the century, different names were suggested for special physical education for differently abled children. Some of the common names were corrective physical education, remedial physical education, physical therapy, corrective therapy, developmental physical education and individual physical education. In 1947, American Association for Health, Physical Education and Recreation conducted a survey to determine the most acceptable term for the identification of physical education for differently abled children. Consequently, the term adapted physical education was the most acceptable. Since then, this term became popular. Now, adapted or adaptive physical education is a subdiscipline of physical education. It is an individualized program developed for students who require a special design program of physical education. The program of adapted or adaptive physical education involves physical fitness, motor fitness, fundamental motor skills and patterns, aquatic skills, dance skills, individual and group games and sports. So, meaning of adaptive physical education, it can be defined as a diversified program of developmental activities, games, sports and rhythms suited to the interest, capacities and limitations of students with disabilities who may not safely or successfully engage in unrestricted participation in the general physical education program. So, adaptive physical education is the physical education which has been adapted or changed so that it may be appropriate for the differently abled person as it is for a person without disability. In simple words, it can be stated that adapted physical education is basically a special designed physical education program for differently abled students. Adapted physical education provides safe, personally satisfying, and successful experiences of physical activity to children who are differently abled. In fact, it is a direct service, not a related service. It can be applied for infants and even toddlers who need early intervention services because of developmental delays in physical, cognitive, communication, social, and emotional aspects. Adapted physical education is not only for differently abled infants and students but also for the people of all ages. So, disability categories defined by different governments as deafness, visual impairment, deaf blindness, orthopedic impairment, mental retardation, mental illness, multiple disabilities, and any other. Disability is defined as a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more of the major life activities of such individual. Major life activities include but are not limited to walking, seeing, hearing, speaking, breathing, learning, and working. So this is disability, how it is defined. So here, history of adapted physical activities. Paralympic Games. So this was started in 1960 in Rome, Italy. 400 athletes participated. 1972 West Germany, 1004 athletes participated. In 1980 Netherlands, 1973 athletes participated. This is Paralympic Games. In 1964 Tokyo, Japan, 375 athletes participated. In 1968 Tel Aviv, Israel, 750 athletes participated. In 1976 Toronto, Canada, 1657, and in that there were 1404 men and 253 women athletes participated. In 1984 UK, 1800 athletes, 1100 UK athletes participated in Paralympic Games. Okay. So here, students, there are also some aims and objectives of adaptive physical education here. There are aims of adaptive physical education and objectives also. So about aim, the aim of adaptive physical education is to help or aid differently abled students to achieve physical, mental, emotional, and social growth proportionate to their potential through special planned program of regular physical education and recreational activities. In fact, Its aim is to provide equal opportunity to the differently abled students to participate in physical education programs safely and successfully in a least restrictive environment. Then there are some objectives of adaptive physical education. First is ensure services to meet special needs. So the main as well as foremost objective of adaptive or adapted physical education is to ensure that a differently abled student is provided with physical education services that meet his or her unique or special need appropriately. Number 2 is develop motor skills. Another significant objective of adaptive physical education is to develop motor skills of the students with disabilities. Motor skills are essential for performing not only specific tasks but daily routine activities also. These skills enable physically disabled students to become active and agile. And third is enhance self-esteem and self-image. To enhance self-esteem and self-image of students who are differently abled is another important objective of adaptive physical education. In fact, all students can do activities according to their abilities. Set goal for students, for example, to throw a ball 25 times. If they perform it easily after certain period of time, their goals can be set higher. If the goals set are realistic, then students can achieve them by working on their motor skills, thus increasing their self-esteem and self-image. Fourth is ensure participation of students in physical education programs. Another important objective of adaptive physical education is to ensure that each student actively participates in physical education programs regularly at his or her own level, and that the student is integrated into the regular education programs whenever possible. Fifth is improve physical fitness. So to improve the physical fitness of differently abled students is another vital objective of adapted or adaptive physical education. In fact, modified or adaptive exercises are provided in the programs of adapted physical education to improve physical fitness. And sixth number is motivate students to protect themselves. So the next important objective of adaptive physical education is to motivate differently abled students to protect themselves under any condition that may be aggravated through certain physical activities. 7 number, promote sportsmanship qualities. To promote sportsmanship qualities among the differently abled students is also one of the major objectives of adaptive physical education. Participation in adaptive physical education programs naturally improves sportsman qualities. Number 8 is develop knowledge of good mechanics. To develop knowledge of good body mechanics is another important objective of adaptive physical education. In fact, adaptive physical education helps each individual to develop knowledge and sense of appreciation with regard to good body mechanics. Number 9 is improve social adjustments. To improve social adjustments among differently abled students is another objective of adaptive physical education. In fact, social adjustments are essential, especially in today's society. Participation in programs of adaptive physical education helps the differently abled students to make social adjustments. And in the next video, you will learn about organizations promoting adaptive sports, Special Olympic Bharat, Paralympics and Deaflympics. Okay. Special Olympic Bharat. Its mission, vision, about oath, goal, achievements and benefits, and then about you will learn about Paralympic Games. Okay. So till then, stay alert, stay blessed, mask yourself, take proper care. Thank you. Presented by Neelam Jain. Thank you, students. God bless all of us.